What's going on, guys? It's me, Giuliano Fan HC here, and today we have the NG Models May 2025 releases for you guys. I'm just wondering what NG Models has to have for May 2025. I did saw the releases their release predictions a few days ago, and honestly, it was kind of like a break for NG Models after all those good releases for their past releases they had in 2025. So this is kind of like a wall breaker, but there was one November registration that I came across, and I don't know what that aircraft is, but I do want to give you guys the hits for the 1/400 scale. It's like the 1/400 models that were released. There were 3 AC21s, 1 AC3200, 3 AC5900s, 1 AC51000, 3 747-400s, and 1 Y20. And as for the 1/200 section, I did not predict any hints for the 1/200 section because I kind of mainly stay focused on the 1/400s. But when we look at the 1/200s, there are 2 737-700s, 2 737-800s, 2 737-900s, 2 737 MAX 10s. I guess that's 5 757-200s, 1 AG600, which I believe that's like the firefighting plane, 1 C91909, and 1 C919. I think that's 1 to 240. So yeah, but I'm just eager to see what NG Models has to have for this month's release for May. And yeah, overall, just eager to see if there's like a good model over there, and I might as well get that. But I don't know if I want to get it because we got Airliners International 2025 coming later in less than 35 days, I guess. But without being said, I don't want to make this video too long. Unless I go into analyzing, I kind of don't want to make this video a little bit too long, over 30 minutes, because I have some other things to do. So without being said, we are here at the NG Models website, and we do have the May 2025 releases. So without being said, let's get started with the NG Models May 2025 releases. Now, I also did pull up Instagram as well, just in case there's some extra things that weren't featured on that release set. So without being said, let's look at these release sets for you guys. And I want to make sure I don't see anything on my phone. So without being said, let's get started with our AC21. We're going to start off with a JetBlue Airbus AC21. This is the Blue Unity. Now, I believe that's the one that has all the people in it. I guess, yes, that's the one. Oop, there it is. So overall, I do want to try and make to zoom out. So JetBlue did paint this aircraft a few months ago, and it kind of shows this livery represents all the hardworking employees at JetBlue, from rampers, flight attendants, pilots. So I do like on how this livery is being represented here on this aircraft. And honestly, the JetBlue Unity livery looks very nice. And again, JetBlue did a wonderful job on representing this livery to all their customers and employees of the JetBlue family. So might consider getting that model, but maybe that might be an Airliners International. I guess it may not, but given seeing NG's release it on how they're doing with their releases, they're kind of having more available models rather than delayed models. So the availability on most NG models has improved drastically this year. So I should expect this model to be available within the next couple of weeks or so. So that aircraft is registered November 907 Juliet Bravo, and overall it should be a nice model for my JetBlue collection. I have not seen this exact aircraft yet in real life, but hopefully soon in the future. Next up, we should have, ooh, yes. I mean, this is not really interesting, but I think I thought it was going to be one particular plane, but we do have the Asiana Airlines Airbus A321neo. I was requesting this to NG. It wasn't really on my plans to get this model, but I did made some hidden predictions about this particular aircraft, and yes, this aircraft is going to be released. So here it is, the Asiana Airlines Airbus A321neo. Should be a nice model in 1/4 scale for all the Asian collectors right there. And this one does not, it features the red arrow, which most of Asiana's planes don't have this anymore because of the merger between Korean Air. So this is kind of an outdated model, but if you want to get it, because this could be the first time, this is the first time NG has done a Asiana A321neo. So by all means, you can get this model if you want this for your collection. That aircraft is registered Hotel Lima 83999er, and I guess we do have another one. This one's actually different though. Yes, it might be a duplicate for some people, but this is actually reasonable because this Asiana A321neo, and I was referring to this on the previous one, does not have the red arrow. So this is kind of the more up-to-date. So I guess this is an exception on NG models in terms of duplicates. This is reasonable because you're having one aircraft that has something different, but then you have another aircraft that has a different registration, but the livery is styled differently. So This is a pass for NG models right there. I know last year NG models went crazy with duplicates, but given that this is like a duplicate model, it is acceptable. Excuse me, it is acceptable because of one change, which is getting rid of the red arrow. So I see what they did here with NG models, and I can like accept on what they're doing right here. So as you can see, it's the revised livery as mentioned before. They introduced this livery after the merger with Korean Air. That aircraft is registered Hotel Lima 8586. So yeah, I believe many collectors, I mean not that many collectors, but I think many collectors would opt on getting this more than on one with the red arrow. So that is I guess that's it for our AC201 Neos. So that's all three of them. Let's see what our AC3200 is. And then, okay, we jump straight into the AC50s with the Korean Air Airbus AC5900. And this is their first Korean Air, like the first AC50 in the Korean Air fleet. So looking very nice right here. I think many collectors, I mean, depending if this aircraft ever flies to the US or not, but I think many collectors are going to be appreciated with this model right here. So we're getting some great diversity right here in terms of new planes and the latest special liveries. And overall, I think the Korean Air livery, like this is their older livery, I think it does look nice on this aircraft. And of course, we got the iconic Pepsi logo right there. But I believe the new livery on the AC50 should look interesting. I have not seen any pictures of the new Korean Air livery on the AC50. I'm not sure when that's coming, but it's gonna look interesting with this aircraft. But that's our Korean Air AC50 right there. The registration of this plane is Hotel Lima 8598, which once again, that is their first AC50 in the Korean Air fleet. And yeah, we have 3 AC50s to cover. Let's see what the next AC50 is. And then I guess we do have another one. I guess this could be a duplicate, so same song, second verse. I mean, it does make sense on why NG likes to do this, duplicates, but yeah, it is what it is. That aircraft is registered Hotel Lima 85907. And then now we move on to a Sichuan Airlines Airbus AC5900. I mean, they did this registration. Ooh, this is actually different now. So we do have a Panda route livery, but I guess it's a different style. I have never seen this kind of style before. This is in the Ultimate Collection package, and honestly, compared to all the previous Panda route liveries Sichuan Airlines did, this is another cute exception of like various like Panda liveries. I believe the Panda in the front is the one that's different compared to all the others, but still, this is a really cool livery. I have a feeling NG may have not done this. Yeah, I just think NG has never done this registration before. Bravo 32 Hotel Quebec, so that's something new. So overall, really nice livery right here. And yeah, Panda, like the Sichuan Panda route liveries, they've been on their entire 50, like their entire 8050 for years. Anyway, so once again, that aircraft is registered Bravo 32 Hotel Quebec, and maybe some collectors might go for this model. I mean, like, it's a Chinese aircraft, but I mean, like, for some collectors who wants it, I guess go ahead. Alright, so that's finishes off our AC50s. We're missing an AC3200, which I'll also check on Instagram if that's there. So let's see what our next model is. And then I guess we do have a standard version. Like, we do have a standard version now. So, kind of like the price difference right there, as you can see. So, yeah, $4 price increase on, like, $4 price decrease on the standard variant as compared to the $60 price one. So yeah. Anyways, moving on next, we should have, and I guess we have more AC50s, I guess. We have a China Eastern Airbus AC50-900. This is their first delivered AC50 to China. Well, more particularly, the first AC50 delivered from China. So here it is right there, looking very nice right there. And yeah, I mean, like, nice. I would like to say nice, but it's just a plain white livery, so there's nothing really too special about this particular plane. It's just a plain white livery with just 2 colors. That's it. Now, I'm just surprised to see on how they were able to, like, get 2 AC50s, like 3 AC50s. I believe there's more AC50-900s in this release set than what I'm predicting on the AC50-900 selection. So here's our AC50 from China Eastern right there. That aircraft is registered Bravo 323 Hotel. And let's see what our next AC50 is. And we do have another. Okay, this, I mean, it's kind of like a duplicate almost, but yet again, like, they got rid of the sticker right here, so it kind of makes sense of what NG are doing here. But I mean, I don't think many of us would want this, because like, it's just like a Chinese aircraft. Unless I saw this aircraft in real life, then I would technically get it, but for the meantime, I guess not. That aircraft is registered Bravo 32 Foxtrot Quebec. Alright, so next up we should have, and then Oh, could this be it? Air China 747-400. This could be it. I think this could be it. I believe this is just a. I'm not sure if this is a light variant. Is it? I don't know. Because, like. Okay. Oh my god. I think this could be it. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this could be it. We're finally having a 747-400 standard variant from NG Models. Gosh, it kind of took them months or nearly a year in order to get that thing in into fit like a full standard version of a 744. Finally, and I understand it's an Air China 747-400, but this is big right there for NG Models because NG has finally done it. They have finally done a standard livery 747-400. And honestly, with this, that opens up to possible other 747 variants. Like you can do a Delta 747-400, United 747-400. What else? British Airways 747-400, KLM, Qantas. There's a lot of there's a lot of variety in terms of 747-400s. So the fact that NG Models has now released a 747-400 standard variant, this opens up to many possibilities on what NG could do with their 747-400 mold. So that's really nice to see. The Asiana 747, not Asiana 747, I was thinking about that flight back then. But the Air China 747-400 will kick this off for NG standard 747-400. So great work, NG Models, on this. I mean, I understand you like releasing Chinese models, but the fact that you release a standard livery 747-400, we've been waiting for this to be released. I'm so happy to see this right here. So great work, NG Models, on finally doing this. But this aircraft is registered Bravo 2447, and honestly, like again, like this is kind of like a game changer for NG Models in their 747-400 mode. So really love to see this right there. And we do have another. Okay, so we have another. I mean, it's a duplicate. I get it. But still, this is another standard variant, so I see what NG Models are doing over there. That aircraft is registered Bravo 2472. And I got that prediction correct for some reason. But yeah, I think we move on to our third 744, which is, okay, we got something different. But we do have the I think it's John Y28, and this is the camouflage livery, and this is the NG Light, which I don't think NG Models has never done an NG Light before on this particular plane. So yeah, here's the Y20 from the PLAAF, and yeah, I mean, like, it's a light variant, so I could expect what to see on a light variant. So no landing gears, like no rolling landing gears, no antennas, but this is just a aircraft that is based out, like, pretty much manufactured in China, so who wants this anyway? But I mean, like, if you want it, then might as well go ahead. If you're on a tight budget, then yeah, that should be a model for you. So that aircraft is registered. It kind of has a serial number, but the serial number is 20048. Alright, so moving on, let's see what we have next. And, oh, okay, United Airlines Boeing 737-900ER. Ooh, okay, that is something right there. That is absolutely something. So, NG Models did a Evil Blue United 739 ER variant back in October 2021, but it was delayed until January 2022. So, it took them, I mean, like, I guess 3 years before we could see nearly 3 years until we see a 1-200 variant of the 739 in United's Evil Blue livery. I mean, I have not flown on the Evil Blue 739 yet. I'm not sure if I want to get this, but if I ever do, I mean, we'll see what's the possibility of this particular aircraft. But it's really nice to see this model coming in 1/200 scale, and I believe NG Models, from what I can tell, are the first ones to do this, or maybe some other manufacturers. But I believe they're the first one to do a Evil Blue 1/200 United 739. But yeah, who knows? That aircraft is registered November 38 459er. And yeah, once again, it's in the airline's Evil Blue livery. Moving on to another 1/200 737, and then we got another 739 in the Evil Blue livery. So same song, second verse as the previous one, but it's really nice to have some opportunity. So this is a duplicate for a U.S. registered airline, so it kind of makes sense because many collectors are here in the U.S. So you can pick whatever registration you want. That aircraft is registered. Well, the second one is November 38 458. But yeah, you could choose whatever registration you want. You could go for this one if you've flown on this aircraft, or if you've flown on the other one, then you can go for this one. or some other special thing that has some sentimental attachment to these particular wrecks. Anyways, moving on down, next up we have a KLM Boeing 737-900ER. This aircraft is in the SkyTeam livery with a blue nose cone, so kind of have a mismatched wardrobe malfunction on the forward area of the plane, more particularly the radome. But as you can see, here is the beautiful SkyTeam livery under 739. Looking very nice. This has winglets, and this is an ER variant. So looking very cool right there. I'm not sure if we'll see another plane like a SkyTeam livery, but with the full nose cone, like the full gray nose cone, but we'll see. That aircraft is registered Papa Hotel Bravo X-ray Oscar, and let's see if we have that, and we do. So difference here is the nose cone, or maybe in particular this one. I mean, it looks kind of white, but it's pretty much filled in to pretty much blend in with the gray that you see on the SkyTeam livery. So really cool right there on how NG Malls were able to do that with the KLM 79. And again, that registration is the same. The major difference is the radome color. Alright, so moving on, we do have a Boeing 737 MAX 10. This is in the aircraft's house livery. Looking very nice right there in 1/200 scale. I was thinking 1/200 because I believe they're gonna be. I don't think they never released this in 1/400 yet. So it's really cool to see a 1/200 variant coming in this livery right here. So yeah, this is the Boeing house livery of the 737 MAX 10. So looking very nice, and the livery does look very nice indeed. So yeah, looking very nice. I mean, I already said that already, but yeah, that aircraft is registered November 2, 7751. I kind of have a feeling they may have done it before. I do want to check on their database again because I kind of lost track. But yeah, I believe they never done it in 1/4 scale yet. So really cool to see right there. And then we do have another prototype livery, but with a different registration. This one has a 2 at the end. So kind of the same thing. Again, registration of the plane, November 27752. That's the major difference. So I guess that's the plane sister ship of the prototype plane. So really cool. And then let's see what we have next. And then okay, so this is the firefighting plane. This is the AG600M, and yeah, this is from Avic. And then I guess we're getting another one. So yeah, I think this is reasonable because I believe when they first released this particular plane, I believe the first one was sold out. I guess I think the previous release of this livery or this particular plane is already sold out, so it really makes sense on NG to make another one of these because I believe some other collectors who are from China wants to get this model, and I believe they've been looking at it for years. They couldn't find one, but since NG released that, there's a really nice touch for the Chinese collectors right there. I mean, it's not an interest for me since this aircraft is manufactured in China, so yeah, I'll pass on this one. But it does have a really cool design though. I do like the various turboprop planes. This is a amphibious plane, so it just can go on land and water, and it kind of acts like a flying boat almost. And then you got this really cool tail right there. So that aircraft is registered Bravo Oscar or Bravo Zero Hotel Echo Hotel. Yeah, really nice to see NG Malls release this again. And then we have we're getting a different one. What is that? I think this could be a PLAAF version of the A600M. So I didn't know they had this. I didn't know the Chinese Air Force had this. So that's really cool. So we're getting a different version of this one. But this is now part of the PLAAF. So that's really cool. And I do like the camouflage livery on this plane. It almost does look like a military plane when I look at it instead of a regular firefighting plane. But I think this could still act as a firefighting plane of some sort. So this aircraft does not have a registration, but it does make sense because this plane is a military aircraft. Anyways, so let's move on downwards, and then we're getting another one, and I believe it's the same livery, I guess. Actually, it's kind of different. The colors actually look different. So this one has a darker shade of gray as compared to this one. This does have a lighter shade of gray, and there is not any much decals. You don't see any various decals, but it's really cool right there. Once again, this aircraft does not have a registration, so yeah, but still, we got really cool varieties of this particular aircraft right there for this one. So that's really cool. Anyways, moving on, we do have a C909, which this used to be called the ARJ21-700, but now it's renamed the C909 after Comac Got it. So yeah, here it is right there. Again, not really an interest for me since this aircraft is mainly based out of China. You're kind of like mixing a CRJ and a 717 at the same time, so it's kind of like, yeah, nothing too special about this plane. That aircraft is registered Bravo 657 Yankee. And let's see if we have another one. We have a C919 right there from Air China. This has the golden fuselage with gears, and this is coming in 1 to 240. So a different scale that NG has never done. Wow. Okay, that looks really interesting right there. I mean, it's an NG light too, so yeah, I kind of consider that too. But yeah, I mean, like what do I even say about this? I mean, the gold trim looks cool, but the fact you did not include the tail to be golden, it kind of looks a bit off. I think this would have been a lot more better if the gold was added to the tail and possibly the engines to make it look better, and possibly the winglets too. But having it have the gold fuselage without anything, like without the tail, engines, or winglet painted gold, it kind of looks a bit weird. But yeah, I mean, that's cool. I mean, it's not really like something that many of us would expect. I mean, NG likes to do these kinds of things with many of their Chinese planes, so yeah. But that aircraft is registered Bravo 919er X-ray. And yeah, this aircraft does not have any gears, so yeah, that's like the difference. Let's see what we have. We have a China Eastern C1919. This also has the golden fuselage. And yeah, same sonic second verse. It kind of looks a bit whack when I look at it, because like the fuselage is gold, but the tail, engines, winglets are not painted gold as well. But I don't know how it would look like if the whole Chinese Eastern plate is purely gold. I mean, it kind of looks slightly better than the Air China one, but yeah, I think they could have at least done something a little bit more better than that, than what I'm seeing. That aircraft is registered Bravo 19er Alpha, and we do have a... Okay, this is the one. This is the particular plane I was kind of looking for. So this is the 747-400. This basically is the last flight for this particular registration. So we're now getting this at 1/400 scale now, the standard 747-400 variant. So man, that's been on the future release from NG's backlog or database for such a long time, and it didn't take until May 2025 to release this fully. So gosh, I don't know what were they doing. I guess they've been producing so many NG Light 744s that they want to try to at least try to... Maybe it has to do with something on how they're going to do with their molds, because like they want to try to at least make the 744 better, like have a much more nicer mold. But yeah, given the fact that NG released so many lights on the 744s, it kind of makes sense, or something else. But yeah, really cool to see this coming to fruition. So this aircraft is registered Bravo 2445, which this is the reason the remark says farewell flight. So once again, Bravo 2445 had its last flight on September 6, 2024, and the flight number was 1425. Air China flight 1425. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. Like the Air China 744 fleet passenger variant is still around, but I'm not sure for how long though. But yeah, there it is right there. Our next aircraft. And then we do have an ultimate collection package of the same registration. So kind of like the same deal as compared to this one, but we're getting the ultimate collection package of this particular plane. But this is actually the launch of the 744. This is their first 747-400 they did, basically, given the item number 04001. And as for the remarks, it's also exclusive for members who reserve this particular plane. And once again, it's the new mold first launch. So May 2025 marks the launch of the standard version of Air China's, like the 747-400 mold for NG. So yeah, once again, this opens up to new possibilities of what you can do with this mold. Like the NG can make a Delta 747, British 747, KLM 747, Qantas 747, United 747, a lot of varieties right there. So yeah, you're gonna see what NG Malls does with those, and I'm super excited to see what they have to do with their 747-400 mold. Anyways, and that's it for the releases. Now we're missing an 1850-1000 and an 1850-900, which I'm guessing those came from Cathay Pacific alongside an AC-3200. So yeah, a lot of stuff right there. And then there's the April release batch right there. Everything is available, which that can explain why NG has been improving on their like schedulings on when these models are available. So hats off to NG on that. But I do want to check on their Instagram page just to make sure that I get every single releases, because they don't really have some Cassie, and I do believe we see one right there. Cassie Pacific Airbus A350-900. So, I mean, I don't know what to say because how many how many Cassie Pacific A350s have they done? Because I believe they did the first one, like it did one not too long ago, and then the second one, so I believe this could be the first one. But this Cathay A350-900 is registered Bravo Lima Quebec Alpha, which is their first A350-900 in their fleet. So it does really have some interesting registration, interesting stuff right there. And then we also have the Cathay A350-1000 as well, which this is the plane that did the 100th anniversary flight of Hong Kong's Kai Tak Airport. So it did a loop around the city of Hong Kong, and then it also came in for landing, or not really landing, but it flew over the site on where Kai Tak Airport was. So it was kind of really cool right there. But yeah, I also been wanting a Cathay A350-1000 as well. So it's really nice for them to see a re-release of this. But with the A350-900, haven't they done this already? I mean, like, is this the third time? That's kind of like odd. But yet again, I mean, NG did this for, I don't know why NG likes to do this, but I will say I need to get a Cathay A350-900 at some point. But that A350-1000 from Cathay is registered Bravo Lima X-Ray India. And yeah, that's basically it. Oh wait, we're missing the A330-200. So where is that A330-200? Okay, I believe it's this one. This is the China Eastern A330-200. It's some kind of like special paint scheme for the 9th Asian Winter Games. And it's not showing a plane. It just shows some kind of like ice sculptures, something like that. Winter ice sculptures. I'm not sure why they ended up posting a picture of this. But that aircraft is registered Bravo 5937. And yeah, like, it's just interesting right there. NG, again, they don't want to, like, you know, come up with something that can, like, get in trouble with copyright stuff, but it does make sense. Overall, this is like a break from engine models on after those, like, good releases they have. I believe this is kind of reasonable because, like, I'm preparing for something like a convention that's going to be happening in June, so it's best for me to save up on some money. But what I'll be getting is the A321 Blue Unity livery, so that's the only model that I'll be getting in this release set, alongside the Cathay A350-1000. But the one that's in high priority is the JetBlue Unity. But the Cathay A350-1000 I will be getting in this month's release set as well. So let me know what you think of this release set. Overall, I mean, it's just like your standard engine releases, but it's like more of a breaker, like just a break on those good releases for the North American side. So it kind of makes sense on why NG did this, although some collectors will say, oh, we don't want this kind of release set. But yeah, it does make sense overall. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a new video from me anytime soon. So, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Good night.